Everybody, welcome back to Going the Distance MMA. Today we've got betting and predictions for RIZIN New Year's Eve 2025. We're going to be going over the main card because there's an absolute ton of prelims, so we're just going to focus on the 5 championship fights in the main card. I'm pretty excited for this card overall. CJ, what are your preliminary thoughts looking at this card from a bird's eye view?
Yes, to start, I am happy to be back. I was so sick last week. I wasn't able to break down 2 cards, which was annoying. I literally had no voice, but I'm happy to be back. And for this card, pretty solid offering for something that's outside the UFC. And 5 title fights you really can't complain about. Also, RIZIN, just a sick promotion, so definitely looking forward to it, yeah.
Agreed. This should be good. For the first time we're breaking down, this is the RIZIN Atomweight belt. This is Seika Izawa versus Reina Kubota. Izawa coming in at minus 1,500. Kubota at plus 850. For Izawa, she's 17-0. She's young. And for this atomweight division, which is a division of very small women, she's pretty tall against the general landscape of the division. I will say that she has some really good submission game. She can threaten the submission standing. She can threaten it in the clinch. She can threaten it on the mats. She is fairly experienced, given the region she's fighting in. I was pretty impressed when I looked over her record. I will say that on the feet, she's fairly precise. She's not necessarily carrying that much power, given that these are 105-pound women, but she's a very precise striker in the stand-up. Like I said, she can stag those subs anywhere. I watched several of her fights. She seems comfortable everywhere in every position. So I really don't have much to say on the negative about Izawa at this point. I think she's probably one of the best atomweights on the planet. For Kubota, at plus 850, she's 15-5. Most of her wins are by KO and decision. Her losses are by submission and decision, so that Izawa submission threat could perhaps take hold here. Less impressive resume. Not horrible, but less impressive resume, less impressive competition. She also had an 18-month layoff prior to this fight, which is another big thing I noted. I think that Kubota has lost to far less impressive comp than Izawa, and Izawa has beaten perhaps similar level comp. I don't think she's fought anyone much better than Kubota, but she has made similar level competition look easy. So at minus 1,500, Izawa is the clear play. At minus 1,500, there's obviously not much meat on the bone here, so I would have some interest in maybe a submission play on Izawa. I don't really love it over and under here because I think it could go either way, but Izawa is certainly the side. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think Azawa all day also, which is like hot take minus in the thousands. But yeah, I mean, like you said, she's extremely well-rounded, like very good pace, very good precise striking, good striking defense, solid takedowns. I mean, even solid power, like you said, knockdowns, even at atomweight, which is like essentially unheard of. You know what I mean? And I think she's just a little bit better than Kuboa everywhere. Like the Claire Lopez fight on the Kuboa side really stuck out to me with like losing by a knee bar. She was getting beat up straight up. There's not really any way to put it, and then ends up getting finished. And if you look at Izawa's record, she's got wins by like rear naked choke, front chokes, ninja chokes, triangle chokes. She's very opportunistic. Will throw up submissions, and yeah, I just think, I mean, she takes her down and subs her. So like, I know the over under scary in an atomweight fight, but I just think the grappling disparity is too much here. So yeah, give me Izawa. If it's under 2.5, give me that. I would stay away from 1.5. It's atomweight. But yeah, give me Izawa under. I think she gets the sub too.
Nice. Seems like we're on the same page there.
Mm-hmm.
The next fight, we've got, there we go.
Banger.
The RIZIN Bantamweight Championship between Naoki Inoue and Danny Sabatello. Inoue coming in at plus 110, Sabatello at minus 130. What do you think here?
Yeah, so I have a ton of experience watching Danny Sabatello. I actually saw him live a couple years ago. I went to a Bellator card and he fought Rafion Stotts. I mean, Sabatello has definitely fought the better competition because he was in Bellator, he fought in PFL. Insane pace, insane cardio, solid durability. Striking's not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it works for his style, you know what I mean? Like, he throws in boxing combinations, is willing to double the jab up to get in on the hips for takedowns. And, I mean, this guy could just chain wrestle for days. Like, what a lot of people use the fight in the PFL against, I'm blanking on his name, the Spanish guy who he fought in PFL. Do you know his name off the top of your head? I'm blanking.
I'm blanking too.
You know what I'm talking about, though? I'll
do.
find it right now. Sorry. Who's another phenomenal wrestler. He might be Cuban. Dayron. Lazario Dayron. And he drew, which was a... At first, I was like, oh, I thought Sabatello just did a little bit more and rewatched it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But Dayron's grappling defense is unbelievable. And he's like nearly impossible to hold down. He showed that time and time again. And he was still able to get many takedowns. So I just think, in a way, on the flip side, prefers to strike. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a great matchup for him. He has a ton of experience, even though he's only 28. Like he's got 24 pro fights. He's big for the division, solid boxing combinations, good jab. But I just have a hard time thinking he keeps Sabatello off him, especially as the fight gets extended. That pace, the 5 rounds is Sabatello. He loves it, right? Takes a little bit to get going. Will shoot 100 takedowns. He's like Marab with like the takedown style. So yeah, I think Sabatello by decision. I think that would be how I play it, and the line's really good actually. And I don't think I think Inoue has to catch him, and it just like hasn't been done. You know what I mean? So as of recent, so I just think Sabatello by decision.
I do believe all these title fights are 3-round title fights.
Are they?
I believe
Oh,
so.
I forgot. I forgot in RIZIN it's 3 rounds. Whatever.
However,
Point still stands.
I still agree with you on a
Yeah.
lot of fronts here. So for Inoue, he's 24 as we saw. He does have some good submissions. Most of his wins are by submission and decision. He has never been finished, which is a good trait for any fighter. He's fought experienced competition. He is on a 4-win streak. He was in the UFC for a bit. He had a 1-1 stint there. I think that he, like you said, he does prefer to live on the feet. I think that he is fairly low volume on the feet, but he has some good jabs, good straight strikes, good distance management. And like I said with the submissions, he does have good BJJ. What I worry for, and in rewatching his fight with Matoya, who is also in the next fight here, is that he really struggled with a lot of those forward pressure takedowns, scrambles. And like you said, I think that's where Danny Sabatello shines. You have Danny Sabatello 16-4-1. He has won all 3 ways, mostly by decision. Lost all 3 ways, mostly by decision. He won on the Contender Series, and he had a pretty good record in several major promotions. So he's a guy who's been around, like you said. He's no stranger to the game here. And I will say, in his most recent fight against, I forget the guy's first name, but something Sato, some Japanese guy.
Yeah.
He had great takedowns and great scrambles, which I think is going to be like the kryptonite here for Inoue. So I agree with you here. I think that Sabatello, proven cardio, I think he can chain wrestle and scramble his way around and dominate for 3 rounds on the mat. I do like the money line here. I was hoping to have him kind of flipped from the view we're looking at right now. I was kind of hoping to catch Sabatello at maybe a slight favorite. I was kind of a little bit disappointed to see him with a minus next to his name, but still not a big deal. Sabatello's the play. I also don't hate the over 2.5, like you mentioned, 3-round fight, so do like the overs. If you want to put them together, Sabatello decision, definitely a good stab. So it seems like we are in agreement on this one. Up next, we have the Flyweight Championship. This is between Yuka Kibo at minus 220 and Matoya, who was mentioned in the previous breakdown there at plus 155. What you got here?
Yeah, so this is another one that's like, I think the line, I think it's a close fight, but I like kept flip-flopping back and forth. I think, how do you pronounce the first guy's name? I apologize.
I'm calling it Yuga Kibo. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, Yuki Kiba. Okay, yeah. I mean, he's on the older side at 38, but he seems to still be going pretty strong, right? Like, he's on a nice little run. Very good wrestling, right? Like, we'll go to the wrestling early and often. Pushes one hell of a pace. And he's not the biggest guy at only 5'3", but, man, he's like a pit bull, you know what I mean? Like, he's going for those takedowns. He'll punch into range to get in on the hips. And he's taken down solid enough guys, you know what I mean? And it's hard not to see him taking Matoya down. Who is pretty consistent, like a consistent. He has a regional veteran record, but I just think he's pretty unimpressive overall. You know what I mean? Like he's not great anywhere. Like he's a solid enough striker, a solid enough grappler, but I wouldn't really say he's like elite by any stretch of the imagination. And what really kept me off of taking the dog shot on him was the low output mixed with like not a ton of pop. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of if you're not getting takedowns and you have low output with not much power, it's like kind of a recipe for disaster. You know what I mean? Especially if you drop the first round getting taken down. So I just think, even though he's bigger, I just think he's really going to struggle to get him off of him. Like, I think he's going to get taken down early and often. And I don't see him getting up much. So for that reason, I will take the favorite. What about you?
I'm in agreement with you. I'm also on Yuka Kubo here. Yuka Kubo 29-8-2, as you see. Most of his wins are by decision, by a pretty large margin. His losses are by decision as well. What I would say for him is he's fought some solid Asian comp. He's fought Horiguchi twice, which he lost to him twice. He beat Kaya Sakura. He also, on The Ultimate Fighter way back in the day, he actually out-wrestled Pantoja. He's on a current 4-fight win streak, and what I want to highlight here is that wrestling. I think he has perhaps some of the best wrestling on the RIZIN scene overall. I mean, he has outstanding takedowns, really good control. From wrestling in a ring, you know, it's a little different than a cage. You can kind of fall through, and you have to keep that in mind if you're just going to go like with blatant forward pressure. So Yukuba is really good with that ring wrestling. And I think that's going to it's going to pay dividends here. Matoya on the other side, you have him at 39-14, wins all three ways, mostly by decision, and then he has a good number of submissions as well. Loses all three ways, mostly by submission. I think that he will struggle with that forward pressure of Yuga Kubo. I've seen some good offensive wrestling from Matoya, but a lot less defensive wrestling, and I think he's going to need that here. So I do expect to see Yuga Kubo dominate in the wrestling. I think he could finish this fight at any time, but I do expect it to go a little later, just because of the wrestling on wrestling style. Not a ton of finishes between these guys, mostly decisions on wins and losses. So I would expect this fight to go late. I would expect Yuga Kubo to win. So the plays for me here are Yugi's money line and also over 2.5. Same as the previous. If you wanted to throw in a decision to get a little more meat on the bone there, you could do that. But it seems like we agree for most of this fight as well. In the co-main event, we have the lightweight championship between Roberto Satoshi D'Souza and Ikom Nazimov. Satoshi has a 20-3 record. Nazimov has a 12-3 record. What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, what a treat to watch D'Souza's grappling on tape, right? Like, this guy's extremely high level. He's coming off of, 3 subs and a knockout back to back to back. And, I mean, they're quick subs. Like, the Hori fight, the way he jumped on the back was crazy. Got that rear naked choke quick. I mean, it looked like Hori's never grappled before. The Karamov fight, also I think that was 2 fights back. He got a triangle choke in the first round. I mean, nasty setup, man. This guy really flows on the ground. And he's definitely a grappler at heart, but his striking and boxing has been making some massive improvements. You know what I mean? And what I really highlighted for me was, I mean, he's fought good guys like Patricky Pitbull, no shame in that, right? Like, solid Bellator vet, and I mean, lost to AJ McKee, no shame in that, also one of the best guys outside the UFC. And then he has wins over people like Johnny Case, which he armbarred in the first round, which a lot of people will know him. And then also Musiev, who's in the UFC now, and Takui Musiev, however you say it, butchering his name, quick submission over him, who's no joke too. Like, this guy's fought really, really good guys. He's been able to sub really good guys. And I just think he's fighting Nazimov, who just seems like a banger on the feet. You know what I mean? Like, that front kick he got in his last was nasty. Don't get me wrong, smoke that guy. But I just think D'Souza is not going to give him the puncher's chance that he needs. You know what I mean? So I just think he takes him down, gets the back early, gets rear naked choke or something like that. And even though Nazimov has that last name, you would think he's a wrestler. Definitely a striker. You know what I mean? And suspect takedown defense. It seems like he's willing to get backed up, which is like a nightmare to do against grapplers. So yeah, I don't think there's any odds out because he's stepping out on short notice. But I think Roberto D'Souza by sub, like the under. I think he rolls here.
I definitely agree. This one seems like a no-brainer. In the previous fight, I think it was also probably heavily in Roberto's favor. He's probably a high hundreds favorite there as well.
Yeah.
So this one, I think you could definitely see thousands when the line does come out. Roberto D'Souza is an absolute nightmare for anyone to fight. He's a finisher, really, really violent. He's on a 5 finish streak. You said three subs, 1 knockout. It's 3 subs, 2 knockouts.
2 knockouts.
Freak.
Okay.
Freak. He is a round 1 nightmare freak. He has great power takedowns, aggressive entries, great submissions, great ground and pound. Just gets to the back he's like when he gets on your back, he's like a disease almost. He just stays. You can't get him off you. He locks in the figure 4 and you're done. I think he is super, super impressive, and I had a really good time taking him, as you mentioned. You just got to see it was like a highlight reel when you're watching his fights. The entire length of the fight was like one part of a highlight reel. Just a nightmare in the first round. I've seen him get extended to the second a few times. There's always that question of what happens late, but that question won't be answered here, I don't think. Nazimov on the other side, short notice step up, 12-3. Most of his wins by knockout. He has a banger on the feet, as mentioned. In all of his losses, he's been finished. He is on a 3-win streak, a lot less experience, a lot less impressive competition. You mentioned that glorious front kick KO. Miracles happen, but I don't think it's going to happen here. I just think that he's going to struggle with the pressure. I've seen him struggle with the pressure in one of his previous fights. He just didn't enjoy being there against the cage. I think he squeaked out a split decision win there. But as soon as he backs up once, I think he's done. I would expect a first round finish. Guessing whether it's going to be a sub or a knockout could be a little tricky with this guy, just because he could absolutely just get a takedown and ground and pound Nazimov for a win. I lean towards the submission, as you mentioned. So if you can take wild props here, Roberto D'Souza round 1 sub definitely has my interest. The under 1.5 Souza sub in general. The money line probably won't have enough meat on it, but it seems like we're in agreement here as well. For the last fight of the night, the featherweight championship, we have Shai Dolayev versus Asakura. This is Kai Asakura's older brother, Mikuru. Razabali Shai Dolayev is a nightmare. He's 16-0. All those wins by finish. This guy has a death touch. This guy moves with the speed of a bantamweight, perhaps even a flyweight, with the power of a lightweight. It's not right. This is a not in terms of boxing style, but in terms of level of death touch. This is in a much lower regional competition, a Topuria-esque death touch that I'm seeing here. In addition to that death touch, he's shown some good takedown defense, some trips, some great grappling. I don't think he'll have to get into that bag in this fight here. He's fighting Asakura, who has had some good experience in the past, but he also seems at this point to be a bit of like a YouTube personality as well, which I don't like for a fighter at the top of the game. He wins by knockout and decision mostly. He has lost all three ways. I think that in the fight here against Shai Dolayev, if he can somehow get into a clinch or a grappling battle, he will last longer than he would on the feet. Even being that you could say that there's no way out of this for Asakura. There's no way out of this. He's going to get finished somehow. I think it's early. I think it's on the feet. I don't think Shai Dolayev has to dig into the ground bag here. I think he can get it done on the feet. I think he's going to get it done in the first round. And I'm not even trying to talk negatively about Asakura here. I think anybody on this current RIZIN scene in this division would meet the same fate against this guy. So I would say certainly a Shai Dolayev round one knockout prop would be on my radar here. I was trying to come up with some rationale for how Asakura could perhaps survive longer on the ground, but I'm not going to try to play that game. He's going out there to get slaughtered. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte, you want to talk about D'Souza is fun to watch, right? Like, has amazing highlights. I mean, this guy is literally the walking highlight film, you know what I mean? Shy, man, is nasty. Like, obviously a massive favorite here. He's 16-0 all finishes, right? He's still so young. Like, we're going to see this guy in the UFC one day down the road if he wants to, right? I don't see anyone in RIZIN beating him. But, I mean, he's off of 2 KO wins back-to-back. Nasty combat sambo striking style. And, I mean, his cross, man, just hits guys and they just hit the deck. Like, unbelievable power, unbelievable body lock takedowns, good calf kicks. Like, he seems like to be the full package on the feet. Not to mention he could just grapple if he ever gets in trouble. Like, nasty ground and pound. He's not just trying to lay on you on top. He's trying to put your head through the canvas. And, I mean, the fight that really stuck out to me was that armbar win over Juan Archuleta. Like, Archuleta is no joke. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. Like, that dude can grapple, fought who's who, fought good guys. And, I mean, he just took him down, got on the back, and just finished him. Like, it was insane. Like, Archuleta never grappled before. Like, this guy's the real deal. Like, he has a bunch of sub-minute KOs. Right, like he touches guys, they die. I just, what does Asakura do here? Like, not for nothing. What did the Asakuras do in a past life to get the matchups they get? I don't know, man. They do them no favors, right? His brother gets Pantoja in his debut, but like, man, I don't see how he wins this. Like, where is he better? Like, he doesn't have better volume. He doesn't have better power. Like you said, maybe he extends him to 2-3 if he could like get some of his own grappling going or force grappling exchanges, but like. Asakura does not want to be on his back here. Like, not too long ago, he got KO'd stiff by, like, a 3-3 guy. You know, like, that's disastrous for what's going to happen here. I don't love his durability either. You know, like, he's been wrong a couple times. He's been knocked out. He's been hurt. And, like, I don't really see what's his path. Like, does he just clip this guy? Like, I highly doubt it. I don't think he has the power to do it. And then a fun fact, he boxed Mayweather and got stopped in the second round, which, it's boxing, right? But, I mean, the murderous power puncher Floyd Mayweather, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's in a world of trouble here, and yeah, like I said, what did his brother do in a past life to get these matchups? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think Shy all day, Shy rolls. I think picking a method's like nearly impossible, but I'm with you. I think he just like knocks him out on the feet in the first round. But yeah, under 1.5, even if it's chalky, which it's gonna be, I love it as a parlay piece.
I would agree. It seems like this card, now they've broken it down, is fairly one-dimensional aside from 1 or 2 fights here.
We picked all favorites, though. That never ends well.
Sometimes that happens, so you got to pick which ones you really want. I know I won't be putting my money on either probably any fight besides the Yugi fight or the Sabatello fight, just because I don't want to play those giant favorites.
What dog has the best chance, do you think?
That's a great question. I would have to say probably Inoue, in my opinion.
Me too. Me too. That's like a pretty 50-50 fight. I think Moitoya has a chance. Like obviously has a chance, but it's just bad matchup for him.
I think that wrestling's gonna be too much, but
Yeah, me too.
definitely excited for a little something to keep us going until UFC starts back up. For everyone betting this card, best of luck to you. Make the right choices. Get some money here. Goodbye and good luck.